All right, here we are live, the first ever Volleyball State post-match edition, which we have just today decided to call Volleyball Late, because right now it is 9:47 Central Time. I'm Jeff Sheldon. I'm live in my Volleyball State HQ, and very clearly, Lincoln Arneal is live from courtside the Bob Devaney Sports Center, where there's some scrimmaging happening behind you.
It's some
pepper being played.
Some football guys out here getting their skill practice in. So yeah, Perry Pettit Court, John Cook Arena.
We've got to come up with a shorter way, or just like pick someone that we're going to refer to the court arena apparatus at. Otherwise, we're going to be diving into the Gary Pepin track or the Penny Haynes natatorium or whatever.
I don't know if she wants that named after her.
Yeah, going on there. Thank you all so much for joining us for Volleyball Late. Lincoln, we called a quick audible when you were working. And we open this show up live for everyone. So we've got some folks joining us here, and we're going to do this a couple times, during the spring. We're going to be doing this for select matches during the regular season as well. And the easiest way that you can get access to this and be part of the conversation is you can subscribe to Volleyball State through the I-80 Club. You go to patreon.com/I-80 Club. It's as low as $5 a month. You get bonus content like this. Tonight, I know we're going to be taking some questions. We're going to be taking some questions from the I-80 Club Discord. So if you're putting questions into the Discord right now, we're in the Volleyball State channel. We are not in the live show chat or the YouTube chat channel. Go to the Volleyball State channel in the I-80 Club Discord. And we're going to be talking about volleyball. Lincoln, yeah, you just got out of the post-game press conference. I know you've got a story to write, so I'm setting our 15-minute timer to start now. It's like what I do with my kids. We got 5 minutes.
Oh, good. Bedtime.
But, just overall impressions right now. It seems like the freshmen were kind of the big story tonight.
Yeah, I mean, I think the big story was this was Dani Busboom Kelly's first match, and talking to Rebecca Alec and Andi Jackson, both said that this felt kind of a first match for them too. I mean, a lot of the same players, a lot of the same assistant coaches too, but they had nerves coming out there too, and maybe you saw it with a bunch of missed serves and a shank serve received to start the match too.
Receive, not a strength early in game one.
No, but I think they settled in, and Nebraska looked dominant. They beat Kansas 4-0. They played 4 sets. You can do that in an exhibition and made the stats a little bit messy, but I thought Nebraska looked good. I mean, besides a few nerves early, Nebraska looked good. They looked like they weren't mid-season form too, but they looked like they really had the signs of success.
Yeah, absolutely. And the players that really stole the show, I thought, were Nebraska's freshmen. Ryan Hunter was maybe the least heralded member of this recruiting class coming in, and really through no fault of her own. She came in with that knee injury she suffered in high school. And, I only saw the stats through the first 3 sets, but I see she ended up with 11 kills, had 9 on her first 11 swings through the first 3 sets. Ryan Hunter, welcome to Nebraska volleyball.
Yeah, she had 563, 11 kills on 16 swings. She didn't have an hitting error until the 4th set, so she looked really good. There's some kills going behind me too. It looked impressive. But I think because she also didn't play beach season too, so she was with the team, traveled when they went to Hawaii and California, but really it was only physically cleared to play in December, and really kind of started her road to recovery from that knee injury over the last couple of months. And I don't know if it was just a left-hander at opposite, but she looked good. She had 1 kill, I think it was in the 3rd or 4th set too, where she kind of sliced between a triple block that just looked veteran savvy and looked really good.
Absolutely. Ryan Hunter, a lefty, a freshman from North Carolina. She's going to be fighting it out on that opposite spot with Ali Check, the transfer from Baylor. That
was in the building tonight.
Yeah, was in the building tonight. Got to watch the match, but she becomes part of the team after she graduates from Baylor. They tried Skylar Pierce, the redshirt freshman on the right in the first set. I think they were just trying to start the match off with some upperclassmen, but Ryan Hunter came in a game 2 and just really stole the show.
Yeah, that's what Dani said in the post-game press conference too. She wanted to kind of ease them in, let the freshmen kind of get used to being in Devaney Center. But I think Hunter came in and she looked good. Campbell Flynn set the last 2 sets. Torreya, sorry, yes, that was different than I think we had pronounced previously. Torreya.
I thought that name pronounced 5 different ways, including by both Dani Busboom Kelly and John Cook. So during a timeout, I just went to YouTube and looked at how she said it.
T-Sig is what we can call it to alleviate that. And then Carrie Leibach also had an ace serve in that force. She had maybe one of the smaller roles, is just playing defensive specialist. But got an ace her first time out there and looked like she belonged in the back row.
Let's talk about Sigler real quick. She was honestly the player I was most interested in seeing tonight. 6 kills on 9 swings, I think, through the first 3 sets.
She didn't play the fourth, so
she didn't play in game 4. She's going to be right there competing for a starting spot at outside hitter with Taylor Landfair as the roster stands now. I thought she looked really good. She played 6 rotations. They set her in the back row a few times. She's got power, but it wasn't just power. Ryan Hunter's power stood out. Terea Sigler showed off a nice array of shots, I thought.
And I thought she was pretty serviceable in the back row too. I mean, she played all 6 rotations too, and that's what you want from your outside hitters, someone that you can keep on the court and also be a threat from the back row too. And I think, she looked good front row, back row. She got put in a couple of compromising situations hitting wise, but we only had 1 hitting error and 9 swings, so solid night from her.
So Matt in the I-80 Club Discord, thanks for subscribing, Matt, asked if we saw a noticeable style difference, because he said they look like they were willing to try to set up some big swings. I noticed some different routes. I'm sure you did too. They're running Harper Marie inside instead of just setting her on the pin, some combo routes. This is kind of some stuff I thought that they might see, judging on what Louisville looked like last year. But just what did you see kind of from the offensive scheme standpoint?
Well, I don't know if it's schematically, but it was more intention. They went to the middle blockers a lot more. The match was close. I think it was 19-18 in the first set, and Nebraska went to the middle blockers. They went to Alec twice, and they finally got her a kill, and the next 3 kills were all quick sets to the middle block. And that's what they think about speeding up that offense, running a little bit faster. And I think the middles really benefited from that.
I want to spend some time talking about the middles in a little bit, and certainly give Andi Jackson her flowers, because, oh my God, did she bruise the floor a few times, and did something I don't know I've ever seen a college middle blocker do. But we're talking about the freshman right now. Let's talk about Campbell Flynn for just a little bit. She set the final 2 sets of the match, set him to 395 hitting in game 3. I was really impressed by her. Very smooth, good hands. The tempo was good. I think she missed on a couple locations, right? She's a freshman, and the passing wasn't always great. But Campbell Flynn showed she's ready to play at this level.
Yeah, and I thought that was maybe one of the more surprising things, and maybe attribute that to nerves, was Bergen Riley struggled with her set location, but Flynn really came in. And also what I think you pointed this out on Twitter, even she didn't get a kill on either of her attacks, but you get a lefty up there. These aren't these gentle dump attacks to the middle. They are power swings.
These are Micah Hancock vibes. She's up there swinging away with that left hand. She was really good. The deception, I thought, actually was really good too, right? Setters will try to throw you off, just like a quarterback looks off a defensive back. They could turn their body a certain way and then set against the flow of that. Flynn, really showed that she is wise beyond her years, I think, in that. A lot of times freshman setters come in and it's just, I'm going to set the left pin. I'm going to set the left pin. But she went middle and she went back row, and really, really impressive debut from Campbell Flynn.
For sure. I think all 4 of the freshmen that played held their own. There'll be 2 more that join later this summer along with Ali Czech. So it's going to be hard to keep them off the court too, especially Hunter and Sigler. I think they really made a case that they should see time in some capacity.
Well, and Hunter, I didn't really know what to expect.
No one did.
Heard that she she's fully recovered from her injury, but she didn't play beach and she didn't play in game 1. Like, that athleticism that she showed off out there, like, she's going to be able to get kills on that alone until kind of the shot making part of her repertoire starts to develop a little bit more.
And the most impressive part is not just the power, but it's the windows she hit through. She went line a couple times when there was a double block up there. She found areas to hit. It wasn't that she just powered through, but she also found windows to hit. And I think you don't see that shot variety that much from a freshman.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's a little easier, I think, when you're left-handed to kind of hit line. If you're a right-hander, then you're trying to hit line on the right side. Your body's got to open way up, like, you're a left-hander playing shortstop, and it's just a little bit tougher. Let's talk for a little bit about, some of the veterans who had great nights tonight. The middle blockers, oh my goodness. Each middle, Andi Jackson and Rebecca Alec, each had 11 kills and hit better than 500. And Andi Jackson hit some shots that were like, okay, that is unstoppable. If Nebraska can set that tempo at that location and they can run it that fast, like, good luck stopping that.
Oh, for sure. I think, and let's just talk about what I thought was the play of the match too. Andi Jackson also served, and one time when she served, Bergen Riley set her on a D hit, which means that she hit from the back row on the right side. And I
Mhm.
don't think Kansas was expecting it because she had an open net, found the back corner with power. I mean, and I
Yeah,
think that you hear big kills make it, the crowd makes a sound too. That was the crowd like, oh, that was something
yeah.
special. Well, their reaction to that was pretty cool.
That's the wow. I think the analogy I made on Twitter was like she hit it like, Tommy Hearns hit Roberto Duran, which if you were watching boxing in 1985, maybe you understand. She hit the ball really hard.
Yeah.
Let's say that. And that
Well,
shot from that far away from the net, you have to jump so high to be able to do that. Most college middle blockers don't do it. Maybe an
yeah.
opposite will do it or an outside hitter will do it. I don't ever remember seeing Nebraska set a middle blocker on the right side like that. Most of
No.
the time because the middles don't serve and she's only in that rotation because she was serving. But if they let her serve this fall, then she's going to be able to run routes like that. And I thought it was a gutsy decision to set her. And oh my goodness, did she put that
Well,
away?
it was gutsy because they hadn't really practiced. I mean, they ran like a back row drill, and we talked to both Dani and Andi about it too, and she like terminated 6 balls in a row during that drill too, but they never ran it like in a 6-on-6 scrimmage.
Mhm.
So Andi and Bergen were texting like, if we get a chance, let's run it. And the first time they ran it in a game situation was tonight during the match, and they terminated it too. So you could tell, like, Andi, would you mind talking about that? Like, oh yes, I would like to talk about that play. So I think that shot has been. I mean, that shot aside, I think the middle blockers were the highlight. I mean, yes,
Yeah.
they're the only two middle blockers here. The other two freshmen are middle blockers with joints. So they played all 4 sets, I
Mhm.
mean, all 3 rotations. So their offensive stats are going to look better.
Right.
But I even thought that they didn't miss a beat. I mean,
No.
Rebecca Alec was swinging harder, and the routes they were running, I think, really gave them the opportunity to terminate a lot.
Rebecca Alec, let's make sure she gets credit too. 11 kills, no errors, hit north of 500, and
Yeah.
even on the more conventional sets, like when the middles were in the front row, Nebraska showed a real willingness to go to that, and
Mhm.
both Bergen Riley and Campbell Flynn set that well. I mean, that's like the football equivalent of if you can get 4 yards on a dive play, just keep running that. If they
Oh
can't
yeah.
stop it, it's a kill, every time, and then it's going to open things up. So, it looks like Nebraska's middle attack is maybe set up to be even more of a step forward, even more of a threat than it was last year.
Yeah, when you get the skill level of Andi and Alec, you want to use that. And I think, I mean, college volleyball is becoming more an outside dominant, but Nebraska is going to buck that trend, and they're going to really run inside an inside out offense too. And the
Hmm.
slide that they can run, they both have the athleticism and jumping ability to run the slide and the
Hmm.
quickness too. So, uh, yeah, they were the two most impressive players. I mean, yes, we knew they're all American caliber players, but they really stepped up and performed.
Absolutely. Another player, returning player, I want to keep my eye on tonight. Harper Murray started a little bit slower offensively, just had 1 kill in game one, picked it up as the match went along. But how about that jump serve, huh? We haven't
Yeah.
seen that yet.
No, I think that was really exciting too. I mean, they talked about the potential that she has to do that too, and she also mixed it up because she did a jump float thing, which is what she all did last year too. She switched to that in the second set, and if she can really kind of yo-yo the defense and mix in that float serve with the jump top spin serve. It's really going to give defenses a headache too. I mean, yeah, she went back first one she ripped off for an ace too. So
Yeah.
Nebraska hasn't had a jump server in a number of years. I think John Cook's talked about wanting to save legs, and I don't
Yeah.
know if the
Well,
talent they have, but
it's another kind of full swing, right, with
yeah.
that arm. So if you get late in a match and Harper's taking 45 swings in the flow of play, and then she's going to go back there and try to rip like 8 jump serves, like it just, you can
Physically
save
takes
your
a
body
toll.
a little bit, but it can be such a weapon, right? And
Yeah.
it's sort of maybe this is what we're seeing a little bit of the philosophy change between Dani Busboom Kelly and John Cook is like, let's just let it rip, right? And let's
Mhm.
use every tool we have at our disposal, and it'll get us another point or two. A question here in the IED Club Discord, Jay Payne asks, any thoughts on running a 6-2 to keep more hitters involved throughout the season? Well, I'll let you take that one first.
I've always been against that kind of because yes, you need 2 setters to do that, but you also need 2 opposites. And I think
Exactly.
Hunter was a big question mark, but with what she provided tonight too, I mean, that became maybe more of a possibility tonight. But also by doing that, you lose Nebraska's other strength is you really can't use both Malk and Choboy and Bosinger and
You'll run out
linebacker
of
as well too.
sub.
Yeah, you can't use as many defensive specialists as well too, and also put your setter more in the defensive role too. So I don't know if the setters are as good defensive players to allow that.
Hmm.
I mean, I I think it's a possibility, but
Yeah.
I'm letting Bergen run the show until other
Right.
notice.
Well, and if you really like Campbell Flynn, there's not you can get her on the floor in more of a part-time role if you really think, you want to roll with Bergen Riley. She
Yeah.
could be a serving sub. She could, come in game 3 and give Bergen Riley like a break for a little bit. It's always good to have a really talented backup, And so like
Oh yeah.
we said a lot of nice
Well,
things about Campbell Flynn. She did a great job tonight. I'm not prepared to advocate for like running a 6-2, I
yeah,
guess.
and I
Yeah.
think too, you can use her in the third set against South Dakota State or the third set against Rutgers or Iowa. I mean, you can just
Mhm.
save Bergen some of the reps and the wear and tear of the long season, and I think not miss a beat too, because I think the offense really didn't take a step back when you change setters too.
Yeah.
So I think that depth is important too.
Last thing I have on my list, and I know we're trying to keep to our 15 minutes here. What do you think of the Libero play? We saw both Lainey Choboy and Olivia Mauk. Either of those players stand out to you?
I mean, I thought after Laney had a very shaky start to the match. She shanked her first serve, but Rilla settled on. She had 9 digs in the first,
Hmm.
set. And I think the hard part too is they're both shifting positions because they played a lot of middle back, and right back when they were playing last year. Now they're playing the libero is kind of always the left back for the Huskers too. So
Hmm.
they're learning a different position. It's not just you're in there for more rotations. It's a different part of the court too. And I was really impressed by both of them. I don't
Yeah.
know if we'll see a clear answer. But I don't think Nebraska can make a wrong choice. Oh,
Yeah,
there's our timer.
absolutely. There was our timer. Neither one of them I would say stood out so much that you're like, okay, yeah, this is clearly the favorite going into the fall. I think both of them had good moments. I thought both of them were challenged by Kansas's serve, honestly, at times. Kansas served really aggressive tonight. I think they
No,
ended with like 16 or 17 errors, but they put
15.
Nebraska
Nope.
on their
Yeah.
heels.
So,
At parts of that match.
yeah.
So, it wasn't a perfect match by Nebraska. They took all 4 sets. They've got to work on some passing. I think the blocking probably, still needs to come along, but that's always the last thing to come along because it requires such a amount of coordination. But,
Yeah.
for first match in front of 8,500 people at John Cook Arena, a pretty good start to the DBK era, pretty good start to the 2025 season.
Yep. I think, yeah, this is, if you're in Nebraska, no injuries, great debut, got the nerves out. And I think the
Right.
freshmen really wowed. So they'll be back at it next week in Ord. We'll be back. We'll be talking again next week, right?
Well, yeah, let's talk about it during the week.
We'll have
And for those of
negotiations.
you,
I'll be there.
who are new to the Volleyball State universe, we got some great shows planned in May. We won't let the cat out of the bag yet because I'm always worried about jinxing it. But we've got a couple interviews lined up for May. They're going to make for great guests, including one Husker volleyball legend and another person who's pretty prominent right now in the volleyball world that's going to have their eyes on them for the next few years at least. So Lincoln and I will be back with you, if not next Saturday, a couple times in May. We do this weekly during the season. We're going to be doing volleyball late after select matches coming up this fall, and you can get all that and more, including our newsletters and the I-80 Club Discord, and where we chat with you and take questions by subscribing at patreon.com/I-80 Club. Tell your friends, follow us on social media at Volleyball Pod on all of the platforms. And Lincoln,
Yep.
we'll let you get to work, man. Thanks for staying late for us.
Yes. Thank you for listening. But I'll get an article. We've checked that out at Huskers
Yeah.
Illustrated. It'll be up later tonight, tomorrow morning. But thank you for staying up late with Volleyball State.
All right.